Hey guys, it's me Livy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a story time about something that happened on my birthday, and it was honestly kind of funny. I've always kind of thought it was funny. I never took it personally. If you guys didn't know, my birthday was a few months ago. I made a vlog, and I just want to make a quick little disclaimer that whatever happened is not in this vlog at all. I barely even vlogged when we were at the place, so if you guys try to go into that video looking for it, it's not going to be in there. On my birthday, me and my friends were bowling, and this couple was basically harassing us for no reason. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the story, and also don't mind my bed in the background. It's not really made. I know it doesn't look that bad, but still. I also just want to say that I'm gonna be making way more story times for you guys. Recently, taking notes about things that have happened to me that I want to share on YouTube. I want to start making more story times because every time I make one, it usually does really well. I always get a lot of comments from people saying that they really enjoy them, and to make you guys happy, I'm going to make more. So I am going to be reading off all the information from my old phone, and it usually helps me to write down whatever happened in my notes app whenever I do story times, because sometimes I forget a lot of details. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the story. On my birthday, I wanted to do something fun with my friends. I decided that I wanted to go bowling. So me and my friends went to this place. I'm not going to say the name. We kind of figured out that it really wasn't for kids, in my opinion. I feel like it's not really a place for teens to hang out either. I've been there before, and when I was there, when I was little, I just thought it was overstimulating. But anyways, let's just say that that place was really not for kids, and they do they sell drinks there and stuff. I invited my friends, and I made the birthday vlog. I obviously didn't record anything from the incident. I did show clips of us bowling or whatever. The people aren't really in the video, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so first when we got there, it was really awkward because I picked up on my friends, and then we went to the place. I'm just gonna kind of complain about the place because the place wasn't very good. They had really bad service. So first of all, when we got there, it was super busy. There were so many people there. So what we had to do was we went into the arcade area. We had to just walk around, and we didn't have a card or money for games. You know, when you play with arcade games but you don't pay for it and it doesn't really work. That's what we were doing, and we were kind of just trying to have fun. It was so busy, we couldn't even get a spot to bowl yet. My dad just kept trying for us, but it was super awkward. Me and my friends didn't know what to do, and I was just trying to make conversation with them. It literally took 45 minutes for my dad to get a spot for us because he was the one that took us. And then finally we all sat down at this bench, and one of the workers came over and served us pizza and lemonade. Also, if you can hear my family in the background, I'm sorry. The lemonade pitcher was really bad. Every time we would pour it, it would spill, and I don't know if that was our fault or not, but it wasn't very good. I know that's kind of a small detail. My friends were just being funny, and they were just kind of going up to random people and just daring each other to do stuff. I know that doesn't matter to the story at all. I was just saying that for fun. But then tell me why when we were about to bowl, we were all getting our shoes, and one of my best friends gets asked out by this guy who looks like he's old, but he's not. He claimed that he was 14. When I said older, I meant the guy looked like he was older than us because it sounded like I was referring to a grown man, but really I just meant that the guy that asked my friend out looked like he was older. He asked my friend for her Instagram. He said, "Can I get your Instagram?" She was like, "I don't have Instagram, but I'll give you my number." And guys, before you freak out, she did have a boyfriend at the time, but she did give him a fake number. And it was really funny. It was just kind of weird. So we just kind of were laughing about that. Then we were finally able to sit down and start bowling. Another worker came up to us, and he took our orders for sodas only. I got a Dr. Pepper, and two of my friends got a Diet Coke. We were kind of just waiting and bowling, and it was all good times. And then literally a half hour our drinks came, and I remember my dad was getting really mad, and he was complaining to them about how bad their service is because it literally took 45 minutes for us to bowl and then 30 minutes for our drinks to come. I don't know why it took so long. The guy also, by the way, mind you, he never came in and checked on us. He never asked us if everything was okay. He never apologized about the drinks. Yeah, he only just asked for our order and then delivered them a half hour later. So yeah, everything was going good and we were having a lot of fun, but then some guy and his girlfriend get there, and they just so happened to be in the lane next to us. We didn't really notice them at first. I remember I was switching booths because the bowling area in front of us, and then there was two booths. All my friends were just sitting. I didn't want to leave anyone out, so I remember I was switching booths to talk to each friend every time I was done bowling. I didn't really notice a lot, but basically when I sat down this one time, I noticed that the guy was being really weird towards his girlfriend, and he was taking photos of her butt. And he was like also like slapping it too. Like, I'm not trying to be weird, I'm just like kind of just telling you guys what happened. His name on the screen was literally Diddy, D-I-D-I. It wasn't actually spelled like that, it was like spelled D-I-D-I. Yeah, me and my friends were like, what is going on? And then I remember like we were kind of like laughing about it. We didn't think that they saw us laughing, because I don't know, guys, if you saw a couple being weird in public, like, wouldn't that make you laugh? I understand like couples being lovey, but they were taking it over the top. Like, it was kind of weird. You guys had to be there to see it. It was honestly really creepy. They were just like being flirty and stuff. And then I didn't even know this was happening because I was bowling and I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, so basically the boyfriend, he looked like Trippy Red, so my friends were just calling him Trippy Red. This is where it gets weird. So basically my friends were sitting in the booth that was closest to their lane, and all of a sudden the boyfriend sits down, he gets close to my friend's face, and he's like, what's funny? I want to laugh too. They were like, nothing's funny. And then he was like, where's your parents? And then my friends were like, they're not here. He was like, at least be mature or something like that. I don't really know. I don't really like remember a lot, and I was only there for a little bit of it. But then the guy's girlfriend, she literally like all of a sudden she stands up, she puts her hands on her hips, and she's just looking at us and just staring. And then she's like I'm not even joking, guys. She's like, okay, wait, hold on, guys. I'm gonna change the lighting. I'm gonna see if I like it. Okay, I think I like this one. Sorry, I just wanted to do a quick little lighting change. But anyways, the girl, she was like blinking at us weird. And then I remember like every time I would get up to bowl, I would see like the couple like pointing at me and my friends, and then they were like whispering about us, which is like really immature. I remember like I sat down one time, I looked at them for 1 second, like I'm not even joking. I was just trying to make sure that they weren't like being rude to us anymore. And then they were like, what are you looking at? Oh yeah, so mind you, this pretty much happened like in the middle of bowling. We actually played like 2 rounds. So after our second round was done, we were all like getting ready to leave and stuff. And then when we were getting up to leave, I think my dad was like ending the game. The couple went up to him and they were like, are you in charge of all of them? And he like pointed to us. We all saw him point at us, so we were like, what is it now? And oh yeah, by this time all my friends knew what was going on, because we were kind of like telling them like as we were bowling, because it was like getting really creepy. We were all like, why are they pointing at us? My dad like told us what happened after. They like asked like if he was in charge of us, and then he said, yeah, why? And then the guy was like, well, make sure they clean up their mess. He wanted to say a lot more about us. It was honestly like really weird. I don't know why he just said that we needed to clean up our mess. He clearly was mad at us for looking at him and his girlfriend being weird. And they shouldn't even be doing that in front of teenagers. We're literally like technically kids. I don't know why they were doing that. I'm sorry for popping in again, but I just want to clear up some things, because I know I'm gonna get those people in the comments whenever I do story times, if you know what I mean. I just want to like say that I definitely learned my lesson, and also do not stare at random couples in public. I don't know what it is, but couples get so offended when you stare at them. I kind of like understand why. There was another time I had an incident similar to this. I was at the mall and this couple was like being weird and like feeding each other. I was kind of like giggling to myself. I know it's kind of like rude, but it's not really my fault because they're choosing to act like that. But yeah, I just want to say, like, I don't know, just don't do stuff like that. Also, if you are in a relationship and you're a little bit older, don't act like this, because this couple was harassing us and me and my friends were genuinely scared. We thought they were gonna fight us or something, and I know it sounds like kind of funny, but I'm actually being serious. We were scared for our life. Another thing I do want to say is I'm sorry that like this video is poorly edited. I actually didn't think this story time was going to be that short. I said like a lot. I also said and a lot throughout the story time, but for those who think my story time is dramatic, I just want to remind you that this couple seemed like they genuinely wanted to hurt us, especially since they were under the influence, or they just had the intentions of it. But if this happens to you, don't be stupid. Tell someone you trust, like an adult. I just want you guys to understand where I was coming from. This couple would not stop talking to us. They were talking about us, and it was super obvious. Other than the bowling place being like kind of weird and sketchy and not very good service, me and my friends did have a good time. I just thought this was like funny, and I kind of just like laughed the situation out. But yeah, back to the video. Sorry for the app. Me and my friends were just like laughing about the situation in the car, and we even told my little sister because she was there, and we were all kind of just like making jokes about it. We didn't take it personally, but we just think it was like really creepy and immature behavior. They were clearly like, or something, I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube, but they were definitely and under the influence, because there's no way that they would be acting like that. I don't know. It was just like really weird. But yeah, this is kind of like a funny story time, and I thought I'd share it. It's not very long, and I'm sorry, but I love you guys so much. Bye. Thanks for watching.